Hello there everyone and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. We are back in the VAB for a real fast start onto a new mission here tonight. And we are heading, as you can see by the name of the probe, to Gilly, which is the moon of Eve. Now it's probably going to require some chillaxing in orbit, waiting for us to be in conjunction with Eve, but a few minor changes I've made. I've removed one ring of solar panels. We needed one extra set of solar panels for Duna because the solar input is so much lower. So I reasoned that one ring fewer solar panels will be just fine for Eve. Let's hope anyways. So the plan for this episode is to get this modified probe into orbit. I don't recall running into any issues that made me really frustrated with the previous design, so I don't think I'm going to make any major changes other than a little stabilization right here. Always got to remember to stabilize these narrow slots. That should do it. I think I got a few things I could use. Yeah, I got the big tank, but I'll save that for now, because this ship is more than capable of accomplishing the mission I'm about to do. There is the toroidal, much smaller fuel tank. Nah, we'll stick with what we got. It's a good ship. So we're going to get a bit of Eve science, some simple orbital science, and then a whole whackload of Gilly science. So let's head straight to the launch pad and get this show in flight. I do have the Gilly mission, so we're contract, which is good. That's one more little detail. Basically means this mission will pay for itself, especially if I can get the midpoint stage down to the ground without incident. But we'll see. You're never sure how it's going to play out. So into orbit with you. Launching in 3, 2, 1. Lift off. Pulse the SAS to stabilize, and here we go. So our goal is to get enough science. There we go. Enough science to use the pressure-safe probe core, which we will then add to this lander, or to a new lander, specifically designed for Eve. And if we could really play our cards carefully on Eve, we could try and land right on the coast with enough fuel for this thing. Could put wheels on it. I wonder. That'd be an interesting experiment. Try to land it right on the Eve's coast, because I know Eve has a water and land biome. We'll see. We'll see. That's a mission for another day. Gilly is much less complicated. And we will be discarding our solid fuel boosters here in just a second. They've gotten us a nice solid start on things here. 1, 0. Away they go. Brilliant. Losing speed as usual. We always do right at this stage. The ship is just not quite finely tuned, but there we go. Stable. My only real concern is whether or not this is exactly enough solar panels. I mean, it should be. It should be. All of my calculations earlier for orbit around Kerbal said that that would be enough solar panels. And it was only for Duna that we needed that one extra ring of solar. So let's assume that we're going to be A-OK and work with it from there. So we just need to get this thing into a nice circular orbit. No worries, no fuss, no muss. And we will see. So at some point here, we're going to have to get set up for a... we're going to be switching to version 1. Flower Child has started releasing the Upsilon versions, I think he calls them. His version of a beta release of his mod for KSP 1.0. Still a long ways to go. It's coming, but boy, is it ever a job for him to get that mod updated. It's a big job. Can't wait. It's going to be great, but And it's a large task. Okay. All's well. Yep, looking good. We'll be switching off here in just a second. Need some RCS, come on. Good, okay. Almost had a little disaster in terms of our orientation there. We're going to be a little eccentric for a departure, which is going to make getting to Eve a tiny bit more troublesome than it would be ordinarily. Yeah, should be good. I don't think I ever throttled this engine. You can't throttle this particular engine model. I do have the next engine, though. I think it's the, this is the keel hull. I think the mainsails are actually available now. Or is it the skipper? No, it's the skipper next, isn't it? Well, we'll see. We'll see. Right now, all that matters is not accidentally hitting spacebar and getting us into orbit. Ooh, did I forgot. Again. Alright, kill that. That's dead at least. Kill that battery, and we will kill this battery. There we go. Now we're using the RCS from there, like we should be at this stage. Not wasting the big tank up top, which is just a terrible thing. .54 and rising. Might be tipping a little soon here, but I think we'll be okay. Because we're actually doing some nice stuff to our periapts right now as well. There we go, apoaps, rising, rising. We're going to go for about between 80 and 90 as our target. Because we are leaving Kerbal, so we don't want to be too low. Alright. We're out of the atmosphere and ooh, accelerating fast now. 80. And boom. Alright. Now we'll do a circularization burn at about T-minus 30 seconds. That was just a text coming in, if you heard that little dinging noise. Some stuff going on with trying to plan some gathering for tomorrow. A little wobbly. Wibbly wobbly. Okay, there we go. At 10x, it won't take us long at all to get up into our burn point at T-minus some very low number. And SAS on right there. Boom, here we go. Oop, and we ran out of RCS, which means we do need to turn that on now. Hope that the thrust vectoring will do most of the work for us, but lower. There we go, right on the prograde marker and rising nicely. That's just about perfect as far as a orbital burn goes. And we're gonna be nice. That's just about perfect. Okay, RCS, SAS off. Let's see, is there enough for this one? There is not, most likely. We need to transfer just a tiny bit into here. That should be more than enough. Hate to waste it, but it's just the way it is sometimes. Alright, let's just quickly disable this for a second. And we are going to rotate this to face the sun. Actually, we should be able to do it with this a little bit of fuel, because this is actually fuel that's going to be rotating us to our halfway to our departure vector. After all, it's not going to take very much. We just need to make sure. We're actually going to have an eclipse. Sure looks like we could actually have a lunar, a solar eclipse. That'd be cool. Okay, well, as long as this has got enough power to survive around Kerbal, we should have more than enough power to survive around Eve. And it's looking good. I mean, around Duna, we only had, what, 0.4 of... I think it capped at 0.6 or something. And 2 of these panels still aren't active. Okay. Let's get a deorbit going here. We'll go decouple. We'll go switch. And then we'll go RCS, and we're going to rotate towards our prograde, or retro, and do a nice little pulse to take us into a deorbital burn. Like so. Take us down to, say, about 50. Whoops. Okay. Taking it in. Ooh, it's taking us a long time to get back down again. Look at that. Alright, here we go. We are in the atmosphere, or entering the atmosphere. Got a little bit of orbit to pull off here. And we'll see what happens. Getting this back is not vital, but as I've often said, it's sure nice to have the... Did I just run out? I just ran out of RCS. Okay, we are at the whims of physics now. Well, let's just hope that our atmospheric drag will let this thing flip back to a more opportune angle, or we are, well, doomed. If it faces the other way, we are going to be a flaming pile of disaster here. Oh. We swinging back now? We are. Good. Not great, but good. I guess we'll see what happens. We're just gonna take our chances with a high speed, at least until we start getting some pretty serious atmospheric heating starting. How hot's that tank getting? Hot enough to be concerning. Well, we are definitely coming in because our periaps is getting further and further away, and our apoaps is about to enter the atmosphere. So this is it. And we are now in a heating pattern. And hopefully this wobble we've got going on here is going to slow down soon. Hopefully with the warp not amplifying our amplifying the effect here, we'll get this thing down to the ground, no problem at all. That should be nice. Yeah, we could be in real trouble here though. Short of a dramatic slowdown here in the near future, we are going to be in trouble. At least we are slowing down. Still not going in a very straight line, though. It's always the risk you run. You run out of RCS and suddenly, boom, you're in a wobble of nasty proportions here. Alright, we'll go spike and kill. That helped. That actually helped quite a bit. Will you look at that? One little spike of rocket and suddenly, at the right time, and suddenly we are in a pretty stable retrograde. Nice. Well, that's good at least. Still wobbling a little, but not nearly as badly as we were. Okay, we'll do another burst right now. No, that's working. That's working. Okay. Temperatures are rising, but we're slowing down quicker and quicker here. Whoa, uh-oh. That was not a good idea. We just, okay, I see. The further away from the marker we are, the worse the wobble becomes. All right, well, let's hope we can hit it when we are right on top of it on the way back down here. 3, 2, 1, fire. That helped a little. No, it didn't really. Well, it'll either work or it won't. As always, we take our chances with these re-entries. And pulse. Nope. Here comes the atmospheric heating. Re-entry burn. Another pulse. I'm trying to slow us down, but it's not happening fast enough. Another pulse. 3, 2, 1. Now we'll see how much of this we can actually bring home here. Fire. Well, we're starting to get a little overheating on the engines. Like real overheating, not just I'm firing the engines overheating. Come on. We're down to 1800. Still heating up. Fast. Holy smokes. Okay, there go the usual things. Come on. Oh, it's getting close. We spiked. We peaked. Oh boy, how much did we lose on that one? Oh, we're still losing stuff. We still have our parachutes. Bloody miracle. I think we're gonna make it. Yeah, shoot deployment unsafe? No kidding. At least we still have our bloody parachutes, and we still have our engines. Well, we got the expensive stuff back, assuming we can land without breaking our keel haul engine this time, and my monitor just went dead again. It seems to be a daily occurrence now, right now. Thank goodness there's a way to fix it. I'm not going to complain about it, though, because it was a free monitor. A very inexpensive 1080p monitor that a friend gave me, or sold to me. It wasn't, I got it for a steal because it wasn't working perfectly, but... Alright. Parachute deployment is supposed to be safe now, so we might as well deploy them. And pretty quick here, we're going to have a parachute full deployment, and then we'll use the last little vestiges of fuel to slow us down below engine smashing speeds. And we better turn the SAS off, because that can really mess with things. Last thing we need is our ship trying to thrust vector as this piece is coming in for landing. So it'll happen at 500 meters. Which won't be long now. At least we're coming down on the flat. We almost wound up in the mountains again. And there's a full deployment. Let's see. We need to be around 7 when we hit the ground. And we're not going to get that low. Okay. There we are. A little slower. A little slower. 4. Okay. Slowing it down a little more. Oh! Oh! Yeah, well. Close enough. The engines all survived at least. A couple tanks breaking, I guess, isn't the end of the world. Recover some of that debris on the ground as well. There's always something, isn't it? Last time it was the most expensive engine on the ship. This time it's, well, 12,000 plus the 2 chunks that we're going to recover via the Space Center. Let's see. Gilly, debris, recover, cover. Debris, recover, recover. Debris, recover, recover. I have no idea if I got anything out of those, but you know what? It doesn't matter. A couple of specific locations. Okay, and Gilly Probe Mark 1. More important, let's see how it's looking. As long as it's got juice coming into it, we'll call it good for today. Now, one thing I did forget to check was my the orbital numbers, but I'll do the recharging. Battery is charging. Just a tiny little. Come on, mass driver. See, look at that. It's a useful thing. 0.130. Are we actually losing? No, we're not losing power right now. Oh, we're losing it as long as I'm using the driver thing. Okay, good. So we're recharging 0.12, which is good, and it'll be more once we reach Eve. So to depart to Eve, we'll just do the basics right now. We need to be... Eve needs to be coming to us because... Yeah, let's just do the... so it'll be a sunrise departure. Just going to do the preliminary. I know it's not time to leave yet, so I just need to make sure the numbers that I remember are accurate. That's way too much. Yeah, there we go. That's what we need right there. Yeah, because we're... There we are. That's about it. Except for timing, that's exactly where we need to be. So, in the next episode, we will be in basic alignment with Eve. It will be behind us in the process of catching up. And then our ship will swing around to it. And then we'll get our ship to Gilly. So, thank you guys for watching. We are off to another mission. And we'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.